Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and I'm back from Cali, and this is your Photo News Fix. This Photo News Fix is brought to you by my Gear Vault, which is now available for iOS and Android. Finally! Now you can download it at mygearvault.com. Do you like dominoes?
Domino, mother.
Well, something tells me this girl isn't a fan of things toppling over, as she accidentally started a chain reaction at an art exhibit in LA, causing a reported $200,000 worth of damage. The expensive selfie was luckily caught on camera for us all to see, and maybe laugh at, or cry at. The incident occurred at the 14th factory in LA. Dan, isn't this Fro Factory number 1? We only have 1, we don't have 14 just yet. Which is a pop-up exhibit space conceived by Hong Kong-based artist Simon Birch. The show features 20 artists that fills 14 rooms in the 100-year-old massive warehouse. Carolina Miranda of the LA Times described the 14th factory as a series of wondrous over-the-top sets for the perfect selfie that makes Instagram the perfect platform through which to experience all the high-budget spectacle. Yep. That's something somebody from LA would say, and I should know, I was just there. Now the good news is they decided not to take any legal action against the Chinese student, and in my opinion, the art exhibit is at fault themselves. Here's what Simon Birch had to say, and I quote, now bear with me, it's kind of weird. People ask why the plinths were not bolted down. Well, people are warned to be cautious in that room, but the idea was that the sculpture should be delicate, exposed, and fragile, aka
Fragile.
They are crowns, and crowns, not crayons, Stephen, not crayon.
Crown, son. Crown.
Are symbols of power, are fragile things. Really? Crowns are fragile? Anyway, you can do your best to make things idiot-proof, but eventually, someone will make a better idiot. Dan, he just called that Chinese student an idiot, didn't he? Right, nice job. Seriously, that's your statement? People are warned to be careful? That's like saying don't try and hit the golf cart picking up the balls at the driving range. We all want to hit our four-wood into the golf cart guy.
I'm gonna shove that club up your...
Now, if you're thinking insurance should cover all this, you're right. It normally would, if they actually had any. My Gear Vault. That's right, the exhibit was not insured, and an updated statement as of July 17th said, and I quote, "Oh, and the crowns weren't insured. Way to brag about your crowns not being insured, douchebags. We couldn't afford it, but we fixed most of them onwards and upwards." Is that like to infinity and beyond? Really? You talk about how delicate your exhibit is and you can't afford insurance? Come on, people. The crazy thing is, this incident happening gave them all the publicity they needed because the exhibit is making a lot of money now. Do you think they have insurance now? Well, I'll spare you the rest of the statement as it veers into absurdity, but if you'd like to read it, it's linked below. Next up, we have a bunch of Nikon stories, starting with one that is bound to piss a lot of Nikon D750 owners off. Nikon has just issued their third recall of the Nikon D750 for the same shutter issue. Back in 2014, the D750 users started reporting a weird flare and shadows showing up on occasion across the top of the frame. Now, no, it's not banding from the Sony A9 because this was a D750. I actually had this happen in the test unit I was using at the time. You can see the image right here. The good news is Nikon acknowledged the issue and we're offering free repairs to fix the problem, all while quickly pulling the D750 from the store shelves before issuing an official service advisory. Nikon said only cameras made between October and November of 2014 were affected, and they all lived happily ever after. Or did they? Because they didn't. Early in 2016, Nikon issued another recall for the exact same issue, this time expanding the recall to units made between December 2014 and June 2015. The good news is, this time, Nikon fixed the problem for good, and they all lived happily ever after. Or did they? Because they didn't. Again. This week, Nikon recalled the D750 for a third time. Dan, how's that song go again?
For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
This time, they expanded the affected camera list to cameras made between July 2015 through September 2016. Basically, every D750 ever made may potentially be affected. Nikon released a statement that says, and I quote, "We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused." And that's kind of funny. I wrote LOL on here, but I don't want to fake laugh. It's just funny. Now there's actually good news for Nikon. Wait, no there's not. They really up. Now I'll have more on this on the Photo News Extra podcast, which you can subscribe to wherever podcasts are available. Just search for Frono's Photo Podcast. Continuing with Nikon news, Nikon has confirmed they are working on a new mirrorless camera. No In a statement taken from DP Review, which was translated from Japanese, Nikon said, "While details are confidential, we can say that we are currently developing new mirrorless products that build upon Nikon's strengths and offer the performance prospective customers expect, including the ultimate optics performance, image processing technologies, strengths and durability, and operation." Or, if you read between the lines, it says, "Sony is kicking our ass left and right every time they release a new mirrorless camera. We buy our sensors from Sony, so we better tell the world we're working on a mirrorless camera, and maybe they won't run out and buy the Sony A7 or A9 series cameras just yet." Thank you, Nikon, for stating the obvious. We'll keep you posted if this ever happens. And finally, in an effort to win over some positive press, Nikon has teamed up with Nikon ambassador Lucas Gilman to release 2 videos to help you prepare and capture the upcoming solar eclipse of your heart.
And I need you now, tonight.
Tip 1, don't look directly at the sun. Tip 2, don't point your camera directly at the sun without proper protection. Tip 3, get a pair of these for looking at the solar eclipse. Tip 4, I can't read the teleprompter anymore because I can't see anything, which means if you want to check out those 2 videos, they're linked down below. Don't forget to go ahead and download My Gear Vault for iOS and Android at mygearvault.com. And since I can't read anything else, I should end it right there. To check out the last Photo News fix, click up on the screen right here. And there you have it, Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. I can't see you.